Welcome to the show, everyone. I am so happy to be here today, and I'm excited about networking with everyone out there. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. You know, I pretty much say the same thing almost every show because that's how I kind of bring on everybody. And I'm excited about bringing on my first guest, who is Theresa Kiernan, and she is with DRYLUX. And first of all, I have to tell you about Theresa. She's about the sweetest person I've ever met in my entire life because every time she comes in, she brings me something, which I just love that. And I appreciate you so much.
You have to eat.
What's that?
You have to eat.
Yeah, see, she brings me lunch, which is really cool that she brings me lunch. And also on top of that, she brings me herself. Because every time she's here, I just adore her. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the fact that you're with DRYLUX. And I have to say, when Theresa comes on, what she does is she has written out some of the things she wants to talk about. And I just adore the way that she does do this. She says, hi, everyone. And this is, she says Tracy, but you're not Tracy.
My nickname is Tracy.
It is?
It is.
I'm just finding that out for the first time. Your computer knew that faster than I did. So she's Theresa, and she's with DRYLUX Restoration, and she's a trusted Arizona restoration company helping homeowners and business bounce back after damage, whether it's water, fire, mold, or storm related. And that couldn't be furthest from the truth. It is so exactly with what you do.
It is 100%. You know, and so it's. I love DRYLUX because we are there for the families, for the communities when there is a disaster.
Right.
You know, so and that is what we do, and we are 24/7. 7 days a week. Our phones are always on, so we are there whenever there is an emergency. And we do specialize in that emergency restoration, which is good. So we have a lot of, you know, there's something we are always actively, I don't want to say going after, but we are always there for something that is always happening.
Well, let me just tell you something about DRYLUX, okay? First of all, they've been around for 18 years. They're located in Gilbert, but they're statewide. They're 24/7, and you say, how long does it take when they get the call for them to arrive at that person's house?
It can be, depending on where the location is of the house, I mean, it could be 60 minutes, it could be 90 minutes.
But 60 to 90 minutes is nice.
Right, I mean, it's very quick, because we do have our teams always on call, you know, in the event that we do get that call, you know, because a call can come in at any time at night, especially if there's a fire.
Mm-hmm.
So
and we're talking fire.
We're going to talk a lot of fire, right?
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, folks. Yes, we've been talking a lot about floods and the fact that it's going to be a monsoon.
Right.
But we haven't seen a lot of water, and so now we do see a lot of heat, and heat brings on fire.
And with the dry conditions, especially in Arizona, especially right now, they just increase the risk. You have electrical fires, you have lightning strikes, you know, you have grill fires, you have outdoor fires. You know, it's when they have something on the news that is, you know, advising a no burn, really, especially with how dry it is right now, that really means no burn. Fireworks, all of these can be igniters for, you know,
a disaster.
A disaster. And when it's your home and or a business, if you're driving in the valley, we were just talking, there was a huge fire off the 202 yesterday. You see the smoke, but you know, the embers can fly, just anything can ignite. Chains hanging from vehicles, trucks, when you're going down the highway or a road, those can spark and ignite.
And how many times
throwing
do
a
you see
cigarette
that?
out the window?
Oh.
For, you know, you have to be careful, because now, you know, with it being so dry, because here in the valley it's been so dry because of, you know, we've gotten nothing as far as rain.
Right.
You know, I think our norm is like 2.8 or something is what we get through the whole monsoon, but we're like at
-0.
It's under. I mean, it's really under what the norm is.
So, you know, I also want to talk about electric cars. you know, a lot of people, we have these electric cars and they're going up in flames too.
They do.
Sometimes they do.
Sometimes they do, unfortunately, and it just gets so hot. Arizona is a very hot, you know, it's hot as it is, but when when you're on that hot pavement, when you have the sun coming down, you know, it's heat. When you have, one of those cars, yeah, it's, you get to a certain point.
It just
You know,
happens.
old cars that overheat,
Yeah.
you know, it's the same thing.
And I never thought about chains that are,
Yeah.
driving, and it makes sense.
I've seen chains spark on the road, especially driving up north. I've seen it quite a few times. And if you think about it, where the Bravo fire is right now, and it's just horrible. But you're driving up north and you're on 87. I think it's 87. You're on the 17 going up, but it's you see these chains and they're hitting the ground and there's sparks, and right next to you it's dry on the road, on the sides of the road. It's just all brush.
And you just never know where it's going to come from.
You don't.
But
right?
I want to talk about you for a second too. Here is that you have a tremendous amount of experience in the insurance world, and one of the things that we've talked about quite a bit with people that deal with any emergency situation, whether it's fire, flood, what have you, is that you have always say, please call
the experts first.
And tell them why.
If you have a deductible, for instance, say you have a $5,000 deductible for your home, say you have one of your appliances are leaking, and say you have $1,500 for an appliance leak, or $2,000, but your deductible is $5,000. The minute you call your insurance company, they answer. They cannot take that back, even if you pay out of pocket. That already has been started. As far as a claim, whether you file it or not. The unfortunate thing about that is the rates. Your rates can potentially go up. Companies, when it comes to the insurance company, do not like those claims. I mean, any water claim, they just really, they do frown upon.
They do.
But it comes down to the rate and the cost. So why, if you're gonna be paying $1,500, $2,000, whatever the case may be, and you're gonna be subject to that deductible, go ahead and call the expert, have them look at it first, because
Now,
you need to find the balance with that.
Yeah, now I want to talk about fires again, going back to that, because there are kitchen fires,
Grease
right?
fires, so.
Grease fires?
Grease fires, and the one thing when it comes to a grease fire, and I know Carol started a fire
I did.
in her kitchen.
She remembered that, oh my God.
I remember that, yeah, you think about it, if you're cooking something,
Oh,
and
and I
it
walked away
splatters,
like I wasn't doing anything.
if your first initial reaction, I'm gonna douse water on that.
Right.
You're gonna make matters worse.
Even worse.
There's certain things that you can do to help put that out, but those things can happen so quickly and you need to be prepared.
We're gonna go to a break, we're gonna come back, we're gonna talk a lot about about my fire that I also started, and basically, what to do. And this is the main thing, is that obviously, if you're not having that right now, maybe you know somebody, put this number in your phone under reputable restoration companies. So 602-881-1398, or you can also call Theresa at 480-750-8220, extension 220. They bring to you quality, experience. They are both residential and commercial. They're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They're located in Gilbert, but you know what? They work statewide. They're 24/7. Write the number down, because you never know when you're gonna need it. And what they want you to happen is that when something happens, you think of Drylux. Again, that number to call is 602-881-1398. It is drylux.com. Hang tight, we'll be back in just a minute. We're still live here.
Chains, yeah, you never thought about chains.
I never thought
Yes.
about chains, and I forgot about my fire until you just mentioned it.
Oh, you know what made me think about that is I decided to try to make homemade French fries the other day.
Oh my gosh! And that if you do them in deep, if you try and deep
I
fry.
didn't have a deep fryer, I used a pan. And the one thing I went to
I've
go
done
check
that.
to see was if I had a fire extinguisher,
And that's my guy.
and I do not. I
We
thought
need-
I did.
You see, isn't that funny? And of all people,
And
need
I,
to have one.
honest to gosh, I'm like, I don't have a fire extinguisher. Oh my gosh, where did it go? I don't know where it went.
that's
I
funny.
do know where it went.
In your garage?
No. We
You
had
just realized it now.
my son used it on our grill like 2 years ago.
Because you had, and now it's not.
Yes, I just remember that. But the grease had splattered a little bit, and I was like, oh God, I can just imagine right now, I'm gonna be the one that's calling
I don't
911.
even remember right now what I was cooking. All I know, I was heating the oil, is what I was doing. I was heating oil to go make something. And I walked away. I was doing a jigsaw puzzle, and you know, when you do jigsaw puzzles, you can get really wrapped up in it.
Yep.
And that's what happened. I'm sitting there doing it like as if nothing else was going on. And I started to smell something a little bit funny, you know? I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. I go into the kitchen, and it's literally, you know,
And then your kitchen could have easily.
oh, so fast. I don't know how it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because if you think I remembered anything that I talk about,
I remember. That's,
I didn't
see
remember
my
a thing.
fingers?
What?
That's a grease fire.
Oh, you have that.
I have scars.
Oh.
I burned I had 3rd-degree burns on my hand because I was making French fries when we were young. Picked up the pan because it started smoking. Walked it across the linoleum. I had the pot, it spilled, started the linoleum on fire, burned my hand.
Oh my God.
It was awful.
Oh.
And first time I was ever introduced to aloe vera. But yeah, it's
see.
it's all, I
Oh my
mean,
God.
my pinky
Yeah,
here,
I see
yeah,
it. Wow.
yeah. It was
You know
awful.
But, and that's the thing too. I mean, you get, it's so true. You get scared, right? You get like, oh my God, what do I do?
Yeah.
Frustrated, and then you're like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And you do everything wrong, and it makes it worse.
It
Literally
you
could have
panic.
easily, and of course I had it then in the sink, and it might have, you know, curtains, and I could have seen the curtains go
You
up.
dumped it in the sink?
Yeah.
You might as well keep sand.
So, I hope I don't have any of your salad in my teeth. We're having so much fun here talking about, during the break, we do talk about things, right? And because we're talking about Facebook Live out there, and we've been talking a little bit about my fire, but also Theresa had a fire too, that when she was younger, she
Right.
ended up getting, how many, 3rd-degree
I have
burns?
3rd-degree
Which is
burns
so
on my right
sad.
hand, which is right, because I'm scarred. But it
For life.
was, you know, you panic when you have something on the stove and it's grease. It was oil in a
Mhm.
pan.
It's mine.
And I did, and honestly, I think it was 12.
Wow.
And our parents were not home, you know, and my oldest sister was 15, and I picked up the pan and
Ugh.
went to go dump it outside, and it spilled on the linoleum. It started the linoleum on fire.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
it burned the rug. It was so hot, but my hand,
Oh,
I got
can't
the
imagine.
brunt of it, you know, to where, you know, when you're like skin grafting and you're right-handed, it's like, you know,
Oh.
but even at that, you do not think, but it's even like the other day, you know, or like she just told me she dumped hers
that's
in the
me.
sink.
I dumped my pot in the sink.
It's something that you should always be aware of and check, because it can be one of those instances, and that's how quickly it
It
can
can fast.
happen.
Mhm.
You know, it's the same thing. If you think of a flash flood, it can happen quickly.
Mhm.
With a fire, you're not gonna get that warning.
No.
Because you don't have time to think. If you see what's going on, even with a grill fire, you know, it can happen that fast.
Yeah, I know somebody whose grill literally blew up, okay? And he got hurt and had to go to the hospital and stuff like that. But here's the thing, folks, when it happens, and it can happen fast,
Yeah.
you need to be prepared, and I think that's something that we want to talk about. And I'm gonna just do this, I know I don't have a lot of time here, but I'm gonna try it anyway. You have a DRYLUX Restoration. It is, when disaster strikes, they're here to help rebuild. But they've put together a booklet, a
Correct.
beautiful booklet of, you know, what to do, property loss tips. There's things in here that has all your important information that you can put in. Notes if you have them,
There's-
documents that you need,
right.
records that you need. It's all here, and it keeps on going. And after the tragedy, what to do. It's a booklet that Theresa put together for everyone. Insured, and what to do if you have insured. What to do if you don't have insurance. And I'm gonna open up the lines in the audience for everyone to get one of these, okay?
Okay,
So-
absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
so-
I think everybody should have one because it is a nice 1, 2, 3.
Oh, gosh, in
Basically,
your
it gives a
house,
lot of information.
I don't care if
of
you
what
own
should
your house
have.
or not,
Yeah.
everybody should have one of these.
Right.
And our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll-free it's 1-866-536-1100. It has to tell you what to do if something, God forbid, happens. It gives you the tips, it tells you what to do, the results of things that they've done befores and afters, so that they can show you what they can do. Frequently asked questions, you know, with fire, with all sorts of things here, reconstruction, everything. Is from soup to nuts, you have it in here for
Right,
everybody, and they want you to have it. So our number here again is 602-277-5369, and toll-free it's 1-866-536-1100, and I'm gonna let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for it. You should. Everybody should have one. Go ahead. Do you wanna talk a little bit about, or do you want me to give out some more information on Drylux? I'll do some more information
Oh,
on Drylux.
you can, yeah.
Okay.
she's-
Because you know what, this is what you need to know, is that if you have this number in your phone, right there is the first step that you're taking to protect yourself.
Right, you wanna make sure, and even, you know, you might not realize it, and I wanna add too, because sometimes I was talking to a customer yesterday, and they did have an issue with their insurance company. They had mold, evidently they had a leak that was going on for some time, and it was behind a refrigerator, and it had gone up the wall. They had their water hooked in, you know, to where you have an ice maker, but it was leaking, and it actually had gone up the wall. But when you notice something leaking, the other one is too, your washing machine. If you see it leaking water, make sure you are paying attention, because these are where you're gonna find and see damage if you let it go. To make a long story short, this customer had let it go for so long, and once they did send the information into the insurance company, it did turn into a bit of a battle, because now, you know, they saw, you know, how far the water damage had gone up, and it was as high as the refrigerator, but also there was mold behind there. You know, so there's a lot that can happen, you know, so you need to make sure, once you see those traces, you immediately give somebody a call, like us, Drylux, so we, you know, can come out and take a look. Because if you're not taking care of it, insurance companies can say, in this case, you know, they did, and I felt horrible for the customer, but they said, you've known that this has been going on for such and such time.
So they weren't able to help.
They were not gonna help, you
No.
know, and that's where it's unfortunate, because every case is different, but, you know, the client said that it was probably going on for about 2 years,
That's terrible.
you know,
But-
so.
And people do, they're in denial a lot of times.
And I was too,
Yeah,
at one point, I mean, I ignored it, I thought it was something else, I never put 2 and 2 together, so.
and then what happened, you had such a bad
Right.
situation, but Drylux is here for you. This is what they want you to know. And put the number in your phone under Reputable Restoration Company. It's 602-881-1398. And also Theresa, you can call her. Theresa has been in the insurance world for how many years? I don't know how many. 24 years.
24 years.
So she really knows when it comes to all of this. Any questions that you have, first call Theresa. She's really qualified on that. Her phone number is 480-750-8220. It's extension 220. You can check them out. It's drylux.com. They're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They do these free in-home estimates. It truly does make sense to put the number in your phone and call them. God forbid, you know, if something happens, you've got it there. They're both residential and commercial. And I also want to say that we've got our lines open here, and I'm going to show it to everybody on Facebook right now for everyone to get this booklet that Theresa put together for everyone for all of your restoration needs, the important contact information that you need to have there, to have notes, to have the first initial essential steps after a fire. What?
Here's an important one too. When you do have a fire, I want to point something out. A lot of folks do not think, and it's so tragic as it is, you know, there's a lot of things that insurance companies are going to want in case you do, or even for yourself, the date of the fire, the location, name of the fire department, your report numbers.
Oh,
This
see?
is also important.
That's all
so
in this booklet
important.
that she put together.
When you, especially too, when you're, you know, we're working with you as well, any insurance information, but the booklet is so informative. So we are here to help. We do go through all the steps with you.
It's beautiful, and you're gonna be so happy that you have it. And our number here is, I'm gonna give out our number for a second, really quick here. So I'm gonna let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for it. Everyone who has a kitchen should have it in their kitchen, in your office, wherever, where you know that you can get it. And our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Believe me, I believe that everyone everyone, no matter what, should, even
Right.
if you live in an apartment.
Whether it's fire, water mitigation,
Mhm.
or, you know, water, whatever, you should have one of these because there are certain steps you should follow.
Absolutely. Again, our number here is 602-277-5369. Check them out. It's drylux.com. What else do you want to talk about before we go today?
I want to emphasize to everybody, just, you know, all the listeners out there, you know, when you have a disaster, call the experts, call us out. Our quotes are free. We're not going to charge you for that quote. It is worth getting that opinion, you know, and having us come out there, check it out for you, having an expert there that really knows and, you know that we are looking out for you.
Yeah, the other
You know,
thing
and
is that I want to say this because we've said it before so many times that we have to repeat it. When you call your insurance company, you think they're on your side, but they're really not. They don't like those claims. They don't.
the insurance companies do not like
And
those
you've got a
claims.
deductible anyway. You know, you might just be
And we
paying
do
that
offer,
anyway.
and for some reason, you know, even if the insurance company does pay up to an amount, we also do have financing for for you folks. So it does help. So do not think you have to continue on without having something restored as it was prior to. We are there to help you. We are there to help you with those options.
24/7, they're here to help you. They're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Put the number in your phone under Reputable Restoration Company. That number is 602-881-1398. I'm telling you, everybody should have the booklet that she put together, whether it's fire, water, storm, mold. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. It's drylux.com.